PharmaVentures, experts in deals and alliances.
Welcome to PharmaVentures Insights at Biotech and Money London 2017. With the rise of digital technology such as AI, bioinformatics, genomics, more and more pharmaceutical and biotech companies are getting involved in this space. There's a company, a UK-based company, that has the biggest portal for access to genomic data. Today on the show I have with me Fiona Nielsen, CEO of Repositive. Welcome, Fiona.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Great. So, like I introduced, digital is going big in the pharma and biotech industry.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you're doing at Repositive.
Yeah. So at Repositive, we help researchers get access to genomic data for their research. And you might wonder, well, when do you need that? But it's basically everything that in the drug discovery pipeline, anything that's preclinical, before you go into all the human trials, etc., it's all dependent on data. That means that every researcher in preclinical drug discovery needs access to data to validate their findings.
So right now, a lot of the preclinical research is done in the lab, in the wet lab, and people go through manual processes to gather the data. In a way, are you allowing them to skip that, or to a degree reduce the amount of manual research that's necessary?
So to the extent where, for example, if you think you want to generate some data because you need that for your conclusion, if that data exists already, it could save you the time of generating the data. On the other hand, if you already are generating some data and you've analyzed it, you found some results, for you to validate that result, the ideal case would be if you got data from elsewhere where you found the same evidence, right? So it's any time when you want to validate what you found in your own data, or you want to save yourself the effort of generating data new, it's beneficial for you to go and look in the world what data is out there that you can use to power your research.
And so then they can buy the data off your platform?
So we don't hold the data. So we can show you where you can access the data from, because there are many more data sources than you would think. Maybe if you think maybe there's this company or that company or this data repository, but actually there are hundreds of data sources out there. So we are indexing all of them and partnering with all the commercial providers. So you can find either open access data, or you can find data that you need to license to access, or data that you just need to register and apply to access. All of that data is findable and accessible via our platform.
How does it work? What's your technology? How's your technology built to do that?
So you can look at it as a marketplace where the data sources is the supply side of the marketplace. So for us to enable the marketplace and to sort of get the wheels turning on the marketplace, so you get both sides involved, we are doing a lot of effort of reaching out to the data providers, data that's open access. We are indexing it. It only takes a quick hello to them. They're happy for us to index the data. For commercial data providers, we partner with them to help them index the data, making it visible and accessible on our platform.
So you mentioned you're actively reaching out to data suppliers or providers.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that mean, because there's a lot of data being churned out every day,
yeah.
So instead of automating that, you're doing it yourselves in terms of the people?
Yeah, so it's so basically we're doing the work that you would otherwise have to do as a data user, right? So if you didn't have a service like Repositive, you would have to go to each and every potential data provider and ask them, do you have any data? What type of data is it? How can I access it? But instead of you doing all that work, we're doing all that work for you and doing it in a digitized way, so that once we've done it, you can use our online platform to search for what data is available, and you can go straight to access the data that's relevant for you.
Okay. So what I'm trying to get at is it the people that are doing, in a way, the mining or the searching, or is it a digital robot that's doing that for you?
It's both, because the thing with any automation or any AI, if you want, is that you can't automate it until you've done it. So because we're the first to provide such a global portal for access to genomics data, there is not already a list that you can just automate an index. So we're doing a lot of manual work of identifying those data sources, manual work of developing the partnerships, the business development of having the partnerships with all those data providers. And by doing so, that means that we then can provide a digital interface that you can then do all sorts of clever automation on top.
Okay. And once you have all the data, let's say marketplace or library of the genomic data, for example, it's great having it there. If I'm a researcher, I want to be able to find exactly what I want to find. So these days there are lots of companies doing, for example, semantic search versus keyword search. Is that a part of your strategy too?
Yeah, so that's part of the interface that we provide to the data consumers, that we have we call it a faceted search or assisted search, where you can start with an idea of what you want, and then we help guide you through the different types of selections and filtering criteria to narrow down to exactly the type of data that's relevant for you.
Great. Well, it sounds like what you have would be a great platform for not only researchers but also companies too, because they go through a lot of research themselves and a lot of manual research too. So what's your strategy on partnering or having a commercial relationship with pharma companies, for example?
So the search interface, we provide that as software as a service, which means that biopharma, for instance, they can subscribe to our platform to have access to the latest up-to-date information of where and how to access data from all the different data providers. So our latest very successful project in this area, and our first enterprise product, is a platform which is a niche of the market on PDX. So that's the patient-derived xenograft that you use for preclinical oncology research. We enable the easy access to the data for the PDX models on our platform. And that suddenly is so valuable to shorten the time for the oncology research that we have two big biopharma, we have AstraZeneca and Boehringer Ingelheim, sponsoring the pilot of this platform, and we're now partnering with the first 10 CROs that are listing their data on that platform. And when the pilot ends early next year, then we're expanding it further to more biopharma and more CROs to use it as a platform to make data available and find the right data to make the decisions on drug discovery.
Sounds like you already have a great deal of activity in this area.
Absolutely.
So as a CEO, what's your vision for the company going forward?
So we want to, although I say the PDX is our first enterprise product in this market, we want to enable that type of product for all the type of genomics data, because it's not just cancer, it's not just DNA sequencing, it's also the epigenetic data. Where do you find it? Who has it? Any type of data where you go, actually, it would be useful with that marketplace, the interface that shortens the time for me to access that, and it will make it faster for you to get on with doing the research that you really want to do. That's what we want to do.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Fiona, and I wish you all the best for the future of Repositive.
Thank you very much. It was great to be here. Thank you.
For more information about PharmaVentures, visit our website